All right, we're going to try something. We're going to try something a little bit different today. I'm actually, I got out of work early, so I'm going to rip apart this last wall panel. It's probably going to be pretty boring because you're just going to be watching me work. But feel free to chat with each other in the chat or just watch me work. And I'm going to try to set the camera up here. This is my little camera rig. It's just a bunch of boxes. So we're going to try to set this up. Okay, I'm facing the wrong way. I got to get the camera to switch back here. Let's get the camera view to switch. All right, so I think that's good. I don't know if you guys can see anything. Can you see? Okay, I can see you guys can see me. I'm going to try to put you on my TV so I can kind of read your chat. Let me see if I can get this thing to... All right, so I'm gonna put myself on TV. So it's kind of like Inception. I don't know if you can see here. Ask me some kind of survey. I'm gonna put myself on YouTube. All right, so we're watching YouTube, watching me, watching you, watching me. But anyhow, this way you can chat on the TV. I think you can chat on the TV, and I will be working, and I can kind of see your comments and kind of address them as you bring them up. So I think this is about as good as I can get it. Let me see here. I think that's as good as I can get it and have you guys see what I'm doing. Can you see? And we got a little bit of the box. All right. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit tight, but I think it's working. I don't know if you can hear me or not. I can see. The chat isn't showing up on the chat isn't showing up on the TV. Yeah, the TV doesn't show any chat, so I won't be able to read your comments. But I'm going to go ahead and work. We're gonna rip this wall panel out right here and see what's under there. So, let me find my hammer. This is probably gonna be pretty boring. Yeah, we're gonna replace this whole thing right here. So, it's a matter of getting this wall panel off. Try to get something to help me get it off. Maybe a little screwdriver. I thought I had a. Here we go. I'll try this little crowbar and see how it works. Maybe from this end. Right. This is what I was talking about. You can't really save the old panel because when you start to remove it, it splits apart. Actually, I'm gonna wear some gloves. I think I have to cut this before I get any further because if I rip it further, I'm going to end up damaging this area that I was working on. How to cut, what to cut. Hopefully I don't hit an electrical line. I'm pretty sure I won't. Oh. Plug in the phone here. I got to unplug. Let's see here. Actually, I'll plug it in afterwards. I'll plug the phone back in afterwards. I've got an outlet out here. I've got to plug in the saw. I'm going to attempt to try to cut this a little bit. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't have enough line. Need an extension. this is why I normally don't do it live, because it's going to be a lot of me just running around plugging things in. And maybe looking at my butt. Luckily, I don't think the camera picked it up. But yeah, I usually don't like filming with me working because it's pretty boring. I'm going to try to cut along the edge here so I don't damage. Trying to cut so that when I rip it, it doesn't rip apart underneath there and rip apart all my work. This is going to be pretty bad over here. I think I cut around the edge of the trim here where it goes along the cabinet. I think we can rip it now. So it comes out like in multiple layers. See what you guys are saying here real quick. It's not letting me see the text. Sorry, I couldn't tell what you guys were saying. I'll bring a trash here to try to help me keep it under control. Normally I just haul it off outside and I put all this scrap wood into the burning pit. But since we're filming, I don't want to keep walking in and out. I'm going to plug my phone back in so it doesn't run out of power. It's pretty low on power. All right. You see, it's pretty nasty. Well, you can't see it, but I'll try to show you later. Once I get the wall ripped off, it's pretty nasty under there. This big one needs to go outside already. pretty boring. Wow, no insulation over here. So I'm glad I'm ripping it apart because we can put in the insulation on this spot. I mean, the whole thing's going to be re-insulated. Basically, I've been taking away the big chunks there and taking it outside to put it into the burn bin. No insulation at all. It's all dropped down. And we have live ants. I'm glad I'm ripping it out because there's live ants under there. Ants or termites or something. That's not good. Oh, power line. Glad I didn't cut it. There's a power line behind there. Evidently, they ran the line from the ceiling down here to that outlet. So it didn't. I see the line going across, and I assume that they wired it all on the bottom along the ridge of the wall, not up from the ceiling down to the bottom and then running it. So that was a bad assumption. I could have cut a power line. That would have been bad. This is pretty nasty, and there was living ants in here. And there's a bunch of nasty stuff underneath there. Dirty, old, half-eaten insulation. So chunks of insulation are all missing. really nasty stuff. All right, I think I got most of the major thing done. I'm going to take the camera loose so you can see what we're looking at. I'm going to switch the camera mode here. All right, so you can see what I cut the edge here. I was trying to have a hard time focus. I had to cut the edge so it wouldn't rip underneath behind there and ruin the cabinet wall. I'm going to have to get it in over here up to the edge. I may have to put a beam here so that I can, you know, staple or nail the new board to it. This last panel I'm not taking out yet because I want to make sure I have enough insulation. I have, I think I have enough insulation to do this whole wall, but I want to make sure that I have enough. But what's going to be time consuming is, see all these little, I don't know if you can see the little nails, the little staples that they put in. Those all need to be removed, and all these little pieces and little nails and stuff like that need to be removed. That takes time. I'm gonna have to clean all this. This is where you can see all the crud that was in the wall, the poop and other stuff. So, like, see all that brown stuff? I think that's poo. I think it's either lizard poo or roach poo or something. It's nasty. But I'm gonna have to vacuum all that up, clean all this out, make sure all the nails are removed. I'm probably gonna have to cut, or maybe I just cut around. No, I'm gonna cut this panel right here along the line. That way I can lay the new piece right here straight along the edge once I remove this little corner here. But this will allow me to have a brand new panel, new insulation, so we know it's clean. I'm gonna take a moment right now to read your comments, and then we'll probably sign out. If you guys want to see that portion live, you know, where I try to remove all these nails, I think it's pretty boring. You're just gonna see me with pliers going one by one, pulling out these pieces and trying to make sure I have it all done, and vacuuming. You know, I don't know how interesting that is, but I'll be vacuuming all this stuff up, trying to clean it up a little bit, double checking the beams to make sure, you know, the beams are good. You can see how they have a missing beam here. See, it's like the construction was so bad, they just literally just skipped stuff. When they build these houses, it's like, that's supposed to go all the way across, and yet it's missing. But the whole house is like that. So they did a very bad job putting this house together. And you can see, like, pieces didn't fit, you know. Like, that kind of stuff, that's what you see when you rip it apart. You go, man, they did a crap job. So I'm going to cut my, my wall panel. Probably remove this last piece too. You know, the new one that I put in. That way I can put my whole straight edge across. So I didn't have to have this third piece. I just put that in temporarily because I didn't know how long it would be before I could work on this. But let me read your comments. I'm probably going to sign out here in a minute. And then I may just go ahead and do that part unless you guys want to watch me working. If you want to keep watching me work, let me know. And then what I'll do is, you know, I'll vacuum and stuff, and then, because I don't know, watching me pull staples is pretty boring. It takes a long time. And you're just gonna see me literally take pliers and pull them out one at a time and look for more. But I'll try to start filming again if I go live where I do the installation. You know, try to cut it and lay it in. I'm just glad I didn't cut this this power cable. That would have been really bad. So let me read here. Michael, good to see you. Guten Tag? Or good Nacht. It's nighttime there. And Janet, needle nose Mahires will take care of those nails and staples. Yep. So, good morning, Kira. All right. Snow Beaver wants to know if I'm a noisy neighbor. Somewhat, but, you know, it's the middle of the afternoon, so nobody should really be complaining, you know. But not only that, half the houses in this neighborhood, people are working on it. I don't know exactly what happened, but it seems like a bunch of houses in this neighborhood either went up for sale or tax auction or something. Like maybe all the original inhabitants died. I don't know. But a lot of the houses in this neighborhood have people buying them. They're buying them up. And they're fixing them. So constantly I hear people hammering and sawing and doing stuff just like I am. It's not just me. I think the house across the street over in that corner, I think this one does. And I know some people work on cars and stuff. So they make a lot of noise. But the good thing is so far, pretty much every single night by about 9, 10 o'clock, everyone is quiet. So the neighborhood so far seems to know when it's time to be quiet. I haven't really had anybody other than on New Year's Day and 4th of July, you know, making a lot of noise past like 9 o'clock at night. 9 or 10 o'clock, it's totally quiet. Other than the noises of traffic and stuff and the train and whatnot. So, yeah, that was epic. So look out for lizard eggs. You can see chunks of the lizard eggs right there. That's what the lizard eggs look like. Little white things. You can see it's hatched. By the way, I had a really sad thing happen to a lizard. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I opened that back door and a lizard fell down. And normally, you know, I always think of lizards as like cats almost. Like they have unlimited lives pretty much. They normally fall and land on their feet and they're okay. Well, this particular lizard fell on his back. And I think it broke his spine. Yeah. So the lizard, I opened the door and I heard a plop and I saw that the lizard had fallen on his back and he was upside down and he couldn't flip himself over and he was moving his legs back and forth. And I was like, oh no. And then, you know, he didn't flip himself over, which was already a bad sign. Then I flipped him over on his legs and saw that his back area, where the spinal cord is, the spinal column, was like discolored. It looked like it might have been bleeding, you know, from inside. But he was still moving, like his upper part, and he was looking at me. And I was like, I couldn't help him, but I was like, I think his spinal cord is broken. And I was like, I can't help you, buddy. And I think this is going to be a deadly injury. I didn't know what to do. I was like, should I kill him? Should I put him out of his misery? You know, like maybe squish him or chop his head off? Then I was like, that might be even worse. So it's like, you know what? As sad as I am, I'm going to just let him sit there. I couldn't bring it to myself to quickly kill him. I couldn't do it. So I just let him sit there, and he was looking at me, and I was looking at him, and then I was like, I think I'm going to go eat. Because I can't sit here and watch you. So I went and I ate, and then when I came out about like 30 minutes later, he was dead, and ants were already on him. Ants were trying to eat him. They were like all over him, crawling all over him. I was like, well, and I touched his body and he wasn't moving anymore, so I assumed he was dead by then. And then I just tossed him, into the yard so he could be ant food in the yard, not on my patio. But yeah, so evidently lizards, iguanas, lizards, geckos, whatever, if they fall on their backside, if they fall on their spinal column, it can break and kill them. So anyhow, I'm glad you guys are all here. I'm reading to see if you guys want me to film live when I do this other part. I'll end this episode, clean up a little bit, and then start live if you guys want to see it. Susan wants a house tour. Not really much to see right now. It's still under work. Not much has changed since the last tour. I am going to give you guys a tour once it's some more done. Hopefully after today, this wall will be done. Then I'm going to be painting. If you guys want to see live stuff, then I'll just film myself working. I'll broadcast live while I'm painting if you want to see it. But it's boring. You're just basically going to see me with a bucket of paint and some brushes rolling on paint. It's like watching paint dry. I don't know if you guys really want to watch that. Usually when I do the videos, I don't even show me working because it's like this, It's like you're just watching me go back and forth, ripping stuff off the wall and picking up trash and getting rid of it and putting it into the burn bucket. This is what I did when you saw me off camera. I was dumping it in the burn bucket so I could burn it all. So, if you guys want to see it live, because once I clean this, I'm going to keep working. I'm trying to get this done, So my hope is by the end of today, this wall will be up and done. And I might actually start painting. I'm going to try to start by cleaning the ceiling a little bit. Scrubbing it down to try to get rid of all this roach poo or whatever that's all over everything. See that? That's not dirt. I'm going to try to get it off there if I can, as best as I can. Then I'm going to paint the ceiling. I think it's better to do paint the ceiling first. So then after I finish painting the ceiling, I'm going to start painting the walls. And once the walls are painted, the house is going to look more done. Now, as far as back here, it's still in limbo. You can see I have shelves here. I had built some shelves side, and originally I was going to use this for like a broom closet. But, I was consulting with the missus, and she thinks that brooms don't belong in the kitchen. She thinks they're and belong outside. So I'll have to figure out what to do with the brooms. Maybe build a little thing on a patio or something for them, because you don't want them getting all wet. But then I guess this will be used for food. But originally, because it's such a small little space, I was going to use it for like bug spray and chlorine and stuff like that, cleaning supplies. Can probably keep the towels in here, the paper towels for the kitchen. Stockpile all this stuff. But this other side will pretty much be for food. So I'll have one food pantry here. I had originally thought of putting pots and pans in this little one. So I don't know. I'll figure it out once we get done. And this part here, originally I was going to rip it all apart and build it myself. But still consulting with the wife on that. And I think we're going to end up buying a pre-made top. That's the same width. It's 9 feet. This is 9 feet long. So we're going to try to get that. The hard part for me will be trying to get the sink in, having the hole and stuff just right and getting it in nice and neat. And the bottom part, see, they sell units that you can buy that are prefabricated. But the big problem is you're going to have all this kind of stuff. See the pipe down there? That means if you buy a pre-bought unit, you have to rip out the panels or cut holes or something to shove that thing through it. Now, this original one was built. So if I build it, I don't have to do any cutting. I just have to build the pieces here. And, the top part could be bought, and I might build the front panel. But then it won't look as nice as a store-bought one. The store-bought ones look like a real house. The ones I build will look like the ones I build. You see what my construction's like. It looks okay, but it doesn't look like a house builder. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not very good at building. I mean, I can build anything, but it's going to look like some dude built it, not anyone with specialized skills. I've had my woodworking skills is from shop class in 7th grade. Okay, that's it. I had one one semester of shop class in 7th grade. It's like, I think it was like, I don't know if it was half a year or a year. I don't know. I mean, it might have been a whole year. However long they allow you to have the electives for shop class. But anyhow, that's what's going on. Let me know if you want to see live. So somebody says to keep filming. I'm going to take a break right now. Okay, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to end this broadcast, and then I'm going to resume. But I'm going to try. You guys actually want to watch me vacuum? It's going to be really loud. I think I'm going to vacuum and try to pull out the screws and stuff here. I don't think you guys want to watch me for an hour or two pulling screws. That's going to be really, really boring. But once I get that part done and I get ready to put in the insulation and put the wall panel up, I think you might want to see that. You know, that'll be a nice quick segment, and you can actually see me doing something. Whereas if you're just watching me with pliers, going around pulling these things one by one, I think you're going to fall asleep. Like this part, look how many nails are sticking through. I'm probably going to have to just nail them, bend them all down, or, you know, break them off with pliers or cut them, you know. And then, of course, this panel that I just put in, that I nailed in, is going to come out too. Let's pull it out now. There we go. That was the panel. You can see where I had the new insulation. I had put it there temporarily, but now I have a panel that will cover that whole thing. So you can see how I did it with my little nail gun. So this is all going to have to be redone. And like I said, if I can get the wall up, and if I can seal up the seams and stuff, try to make it halfway decent, hopefully by the end of this week, the walls will be painted. Let me see, can't get the nails with a really strong magnet? Not really. They're nailed into wood. No magnet will pull it out. You have to take pliers and go one by one, and the ones that give you a hard time, you have to hammer them into the wood, or you can just hammer them all into the wood. But like, see here, but I'll pull it out with pliers. They'll all come out. But you have to make sure you get all of them, because then when you lay the new panel in, like, see, some of them are halfway, really deep in, so I gotta get screwdrivers or something and ply it out, and then I can take it out. That way, when I go to nail with my nail gun, it's nice and smooth, or as smooth as possible. What I found with some of these wall panels is they tend to separate. They warp because of the moisture in the air and the temperature. So, and you can't just put the nail wherever. You can only put the nail where the beams are. You know? Otherwise, there's not, when you put the nail in, there's nothing for it to stick to. So that's the problem, you know? And then, like here, if I follow this line, suddenly at this part, there isn't any. So I could put another piece there, which I might, you know, but I doubt it. I might, just to make sure that I have something to nail this to so it doesn't wobble too much. But the main thing is, it's done. Now I can say, I know for sure it's all clean, all under here, all along this wall. Sadly, I did not rip this top part off. So I didn't rip the top part off. So that means underneath that top part could be really nasty. You know, I don't know. It looked fine by me, and it looked like it had been replaced, so I'm not sure how nasty it is, because this top part, somebody had repaired before me. So I'm assuming that they put insulation and stuff in. But this other part, this was original. You can tell it's original because they left it crappy. That's how the original builders did it. And the insulation is the original insulation, I think. Although, no, wait, it had like, see, if it has that different panel, like this kind of panel, instead of the original panel, then I know that they had done work on it. So I don't know. But I can see there's hole here too. And it looks like it's got silicone on it. So I already repaired the hole from outside, but there's a screw in here that needs to go out or something. And the holes need to be filled in. Otherwise water will come in. And then you get, like, you know, stuff rotting behind the wall. So I'm going to stop filming now, and then I'll try another live broadcast when you see me getting ready to lay the insulation and put the wall down. Somebody wants to know about mold. No mold issues. The only issues really have been this. You know, the walls, that's poo. So the walls are all full of, they were full of lizards. It's those lizards, the same one that broke his back. They live throughout the whole house, and they lay all these eggs everywhere. There's like piles and piles of eggs in the wall. But almost every wall, I would say 90% of the walls have been ripped out and replaced with the insulation. So at least for now, the walls we know are clean. And where I did rip it out, if there were completely missing beams and stuff, I probably shouldn't have touched that with my bare hand. But I've been putting new beams there to try to fix, the missing parts. And along the bottom, what happened a lot along the bottom, like here, you can see it is rotted. I may have to replace the wood there because I need something to nail the panel to. If you have rotted wood, you can't nail the panel anywhere. Now this is pretty solid, so this side isn't bad, but you can see right here the big gap. So that was rotted. So I may have to get some wood, try to find some wood to put in here to make it so I have something to nail to. That's why one of the reasons I didn't want to rip things apart was like, it's not just, you say, well, I'm just going to fix this panel. You rip apart that panel, and then you see that all the framing underneath was bad. But really, that's a more proper fix, to rip it apart so you fix all the bad parts. But then you start to do it, and you say, man, I really am rebuilding the whole house. Which was not something I wanted to do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. Thank you all for joining me. If you're around, stay tuned. I am gonna try to resume a live broadcast with me putting in the insulation and the wall panel. So take care, everyone. God bless you all. Please stay safe. And if you're cold wherever you are, I hope you guys are starting to warm up. Florida's been back in the 80s again, so it's crazy. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye now.